Good morning, everybody. Yes, it is early morning here. I'm still half asleep, I think, so I don't know how this is going to come out, but have you ever woken up from a dream that was so profound that you had to write it down so you didn't forget it? Well, this is my pen and paper. I jumped straight in here. I've actually recorded it once and I didn't even have the audio stuff set up properly, so it didn't record the audio. So I've quickly stopped it, got it set and started again. So it is one of those things. It's going to be a short little video, but the question I want to pose to everybody is the power of one little phrase. What if? What if I didn't wake up this morning with this whole weird thing? What if I didn't record this? What happens if I do record this and then put it out? These are simple little things, simple little questions, but when you look at it, it is something that we think about all day, every day. Maybe not consciously, but every decision that you make, every choice you make, there is a what if attached. Before you actually make the decision or action the decision you decide to make, what if I do this? What if I do that? What if I say this? What if I say that? What will happen from it? Once you've made that decision and you have actioned that decision, you're left then with, what if I didn't do that? What if I did do that? What if I had the opportunity to redo that? What if? Very, very, very powerful. Now, this is a simple little thought process that I'm recording down. We all make decisions each and every day, and there's always a what if attached to it somewhere. What if I decide to go left at the end of the street? What if I decide to go right at the end of the street? Both are going to get you to where you want to go, but what happens if you go either way? It's a bit like the old film Sliding Doors, you know. What if your thought process has made you catch that train or miss that train? And then how does that affect the rest of your life? That is what we're talking about today. Now, I'm not going to be talking about Sliding Doors. There's an actual other film that I've just watched that has really resonated with me. Now, anybody that knows me knows I'm a fan of the old B-grade movie. I love them. Well, not all of them. Some of them are rubbish, but I will give any B-grade movie a chance. And sometimes they're that bad, they're good. Now, that's not the case in this film that I'm just about to talk about. A few weeks ago, I watched this film on Amazon Prime. It is also available on YouTube to watch for free. And I will put the link to this movie in the description below so you can all find it and watch it. It's a film called Alien Code. Now, what the basic storyline is, and I'm not going to go into too much detail about it all, but give you a rough idea. A guy who can decode things is approached by a government body who found this artifact, let's just say, and there is a code attached, which is where the alien code comes from. I'm not going to go any further there, but a series of events happen after that, which anybody who watches our podcast is going to love this kind of thing anyway. It's just a matter of whether you can get yourself through a B-grade movie or not. There's a particular scene where there's this monologue with their version of an alien or interdimensional being. I don't know what you would call them. Again, I'm not going to go into it, but I am going to play that scene for you in just a moment. And it is one of the most thought-provoking scenes I have seen in any movie, A grade, B grade, C grade, in a long time. And it goes into everything that I was just talking about. So I'll play that clip now, and then I'll come back in quickly after it. So here you go.
Relax.
Where am I? Where am I?
What do you see?
I don't know. Am I dead?
Not as you understand it. Do you fear death?
No.
Do you fear living?
What are you?
Nothing you can understand.
What the fuck do you want?
We are very curious about your kind and your experience of time.
That's all this has been.
It is a curiosity to us.
So all this.
We would like to understand. Linear time seems so impractical a state of being. To learn is a tediously slow process, and with each generation it begins anew. A laborious cycle of empty promise. It banishes mankind to the torment of ignorance, forever a child in the dark. How curious that nature could punish a creature so malevolently. You are condemned to relearn pain for an eternity. How painful it must be to possess self-awareness and consciousness as you do, trapped in a lower dimension such as you are.
Jesus Christ. What the fuck do you want from me? Why did you choose me?
Choose?
Yeah.
Why did you choose to decrypt the message?
You asked me that before. You came to my house.
We do not understand decision. We exist in one single moment, one blink of instantaneity. We understand everything there is to be understood in our world. Therefore, causality, probability, and consequence are a mystery to us.
That's something that doesn't exist in your time.
If man's experience of time was like ours, would he remain? Would he remain? Would he remain? Would he remain?
Oh, fuck!
Relax. Relax.
Fuck! Oh, fuck!
Relax. If the cracks of time were filled, and man had no place left to hide, what then?
I don't know. Oh, fuck. I don't know. I don't even know what the fuck you mean.
What happens when man must wait no more?
We become you.
Is that something you'd like?
I can't exist here. It's making me sick. You're killing me.
But there is only one certainty for man. Death. Yet man hides from this inevitability. Man desires more time to distance himself from it. However, the more time man has, the more it takes from him. Prolonging your existence comes at the cost of unknown suffering. Time determines all for man. Ironic that it should be both the gift and the thief.
What's it like in your world?
You cannot understand.
If you can bridge the gap between dimensions to communicate with me, then you can fucking try. You know things about us and about our universe. Tell me.
If you're seeking answers to alter your understanding of reality, does that not make your world a projection rather than a perception? What is the actuality? Do you see the world as you imagine it? Or are you observing what is really there? If reality is just a projection, what happens when the source, when consciousness is absent? Even with an eternity of self-reflection, man cannot understand the difference between actuality and illusion. With every man born comes a new reality, all competing in perpetuity. Perhaps this is why man is so perpetually at odds, so conflicted, so divided.
Stop! 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 Am I the only one you're doing this to?
Would you feel better if you weren't? You don't want to be alone.
I don't want to suffer.
You're in pain.
Yes, I'm in pain, and now I just have to sit here until I fucking die.
What if you could return to a moment in what you understand as the past, before you were sick?
If I were to travel back in time?
Yes. With the information you now possess. How do you think it would alter your behavior? What would you decide to do differently, if anything at all?
I would tell Iris to go fuck themselves.
You would choose differently?
I would stop this. I would stop you.
Remove us from the equation.
I can't.
You would be unable to see us.
Doesn't matter. I would know that you're there. I would know that you were watching.
The idea alone would change your perception of reality and therefore change your behavior.
Yes.
Why would you behave differently if there was nothing you could do to alter the situation?
It just would.
We find this curious.
We don't choose. We don't decide what happens. I didn't choose to be here. I didn't choose to get sick. Things happen that we have no control of. We don't just look at the world and paint it however we want.
If you really believe that, then you believe you are not in control and you exist at the mercy of all else. You believe your thoughts are of no consequence. If you were to return to a time with the knowledge you now possess that you did not before, what would it matter? What would our existence matter? What would our observations matter? If time was reset and you were put back, what difference would it make?
Very thought-provoking stuff there, and pretty deep for this time of the morning, I have to say, but it will be going to air later today. I'm not messing around with this one. I'm putting it straight out there. What I was thinking is, when they discussed the idea of what if you could do it over again with the knowledge that you had, this actually brings me back to a question I posed in the WAPR page a few weeks ago. And that question was, funnily enough, what if you could go back in time and change a specific thing, but the cost of going back in time and changing that thing is that you lost every lesson and every bit of information between then and now? Would you go back? If you were to go back in time and say, oh, I never wanted to date this person, it turned out really bad, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to change that. But what if that person set you on a certain path to get you to where you are now? As soon as you go back, you're changing everything. Very, very much like Back to the Future, actually, when you think about it. It's a very interesting thought process and pretty deep. But what if? What if you could do it? Would you do it? Why? Another one of the questions that was posed in this video that you just saw was, do you have control over your own life? Is it an illusion? I don't know. You think about it. You can choose, I'm going to go and do this. Yeah, you're going to do that. But the other side of the question was, I have no choice. I am just a victim of circumstance. Well, technically, both are true. Both are correct. You do have the ability to make your decisions and go and do it. But so does every other single person on the planet. Now, when you think about it, yes, you're going to do this, but then you're faced with a certain scenario based on circumstances that have happened where you have to go one way or the other. The reason you are there is because the choices that every other single person have made have created this situation. So you then become a victim of circumstance. But there'll be somebody else there that is a victim of circumstance for the decisions that you've made. So everybody is bouncing off each other. So are we in a world full of just straight old chaos? Is there a plan to it all? You know, the film Sliding Doors showed this pretty well when they went one way or they went the other way, which meant they missed a train, and then they found out some information which changed their life. But the other point that that film also makes is eventually it all comes back to the same point in time. So is our end point always determined? How we get there is different? Or are we just bouncing around off each other and we don't know where we're going to end up? Is there a master plan? This is very, very, very heavy stuff. Very heavy stuff for this time of the morning. But the big question is, what if? What if it is a predetermined destination and we're just choosing our way there? Or what if it is total chaos? What if I'm going to go to the shops today and turn left at the end of the street, or turn right at the end of the street? Because every decision that I make is going to affect every other person that I cross paths with, and then their decisions are going to affect me and other people that they cross paths with. It becomes this giant web of intrigue. So when I say what if, that is probably one of the biggest statements a person could make. What if I'd won lotto? Would I still be working? What if